They say 6ix9ine trolling Fat Joe. Let's see what's popping.
Interview with the Denzer Project, and during this interview, they asked him about Fat Joe comments about him, and he proceeded to expose Fat Joe. And we're gonna cover it in this video, and even do like a deep dive into the accusations, because I fact checked what 6ix9ine said, and it's 100% true.
Fat Joe said that.
Fat Joe's a
Lean back.
We've been leaning back for 20 years, man. Like,
He said you crowned yourself the rat leader and you wrote the 48 laws of snitching.
So let's pause
The
here
rat
real
leader.
quick and go back to
rat
what
leader,
Fat Joe has
wow.
been saying about 6ix9ine over the years. Because Fat Joe has been relentless on 6ix9ine over the years. We got statements from like 2-3 years ago on Math Hoffa of him calling 6ix9ine out of his name. And we got statements from as recently as like last month of Fat Joe going off on 6ix9ine. So 6ix9ine is like what, a top 3, top 4, like biggest rat in hip hop history. Cool. Like if you consider Alpo, is Alpo a hip hop figure? He's part of the culture, I would say. But 6ix9ine is probably the most famous rat in hip hop history. Okay, so
Yeah,
whenever
he is.
we think about ratting, especially in this new age when it comes to snitching in hip hop, we think about 6ix9ine. Now, when Fat Joe was on Math Hoffa, Fat Joe called 6ix9ine a P, called 6ix9ine a B, and his frustration, though, actually came because he warned 6ix9ine about the RICO and what was going to happen, but 6ix9ine never took his advice and then went all bad once he got into the situation.
This show gonna get me in trouble. For sure. I gotta go.
After warning Tekashi, because I saw it when you sat with him. And I was like, Joe is trying to put him on right now, and I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
just
he's
be honest
getting it.
with you. You went there.
Yeah, I went there.
This sucker.
Oh.
He's a sucker. A
Let me get
Damn, Joe.
Okay.
Just like getting down on it.
no, I ain't drink. I'm dead sober.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead sober. This dude here, this type of shit, this doing, I'm convinced he wanna die. I don't wish it on him or nothing like that, but I'm convinced he's miserable in his body. He can't look in the mirror. Nah, I don't know if he gotta be. A lot of
He just got knocked.
So now the man snitch, right? Cool, do you, whatever. I
did
just
he
don't,
know that?
I don't like
Never snitch. You
Haunting.
gotta hold your own. No
I
matter
try
what.
to tell him, like, what happens? Like, yo, bro, listen, I didn't
No
know
matter
if
what,
he
hold
really
your
did it.
own.
I didn't know what was going on.
No
The
bull.
crazy shit is when I talked to him in that interview,
You gotta hold your own no matter what.
I talked to him off the air, and he lied to me and told me, yo, this is just an image, I'm fronting this and this and that. He told me that in front of Shotty and them. They were standing right there with him.
He said,
Nah,
what?
Joe. He
This is
told
just
me
an
that he was
image.
lying.
He said image.
Yo, Joe, I'm not really doing this. I'm not a gangster. You know, this is all for like promotion. I got it. At that point, I said, so you're not doing nothing because you're going to go to jail
Yeah.
if you're really doing stuff.
Right.
Nah, Joe, I don't do nothing. I'm good. So I'm like, all right.
I'm not 40, I'm not even 30 yet, okay? But I would imagine once you get to age 40, you start to value tranquility and peace.
You ain't
If-
30. You look
Peace is your
like
focus.
my age, my guy.
Now, I understand he was asked this
flavor,
question,
but you look
so I guess
around my age, and I'm
you know, kind of got to
39.
answer. But, bro, I'm not talking about nobody snitching in no interviews, bro. All right, like, I'm not calling somebody out their name. I'm not
Nah,
dissing
look
them.
my age.
Because he ain't snitch on me, and he ain't snitch on nobody I know. He snitched on some dudes who I told him in front of them what was going to happen, and they still kept him around. All right? But Fat Joe, apparently, is like the, I don't know, the prime minister of hip-hop now. He is so anti-rat, you know, that's his stance. That's the stance that he's taken. So that's what Fat
That's
Joe
what
is
everybody
currently.
should be.
Now, that was years ago. As of lately, now, after that, like, I think Tekashi kind of dissed him in a couple other interviews after that. But as of lately, like a month ago, Fat Joe brought up the topic of snitching. Now, he would tell Jadakiss this was a topic that he set up at night thinking about because he needed a good topic to discuss. And he thought a good topic to discuss was who started the snitching epidemic in hip-hop. And he would say it was 6ix9ine.
Why
Yo,
did he
what's
even
the
matter? Why
event in
was you
hip hop
thinking
that
about
broke the
at night,
camel's
though,
back? Pause. To make it to where you could snitch, and if you make good music or something, you could still live out here in hip hop. Like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back in hip hop where We had a code, and there is no code no more. There just is no code no more. And what do you think is the event that, you know, I remember growing up, even if you was fronting, you wasn't a real gangster, but you was spitting gangster rap shit. You wasn't with the rats like that. Right now, this sold
I
out.
think you can escape them.
Nah, you can't be messing with the rats, but you heard what he said.
I remember growing up, even if you was fronting, you wasn't a real gangster, but you was spitting gangster rap shit. You wasn't with the rats like that. Right now, this
too many of them.
Sold out concerts.
I don't think you can escape them. They're all around. They're like New York City rats. Humans. This is everyone. It's everything, you know.
Too many Fredos, not enough Michaels.
That's a fact.
You know, some of these guys got never come back. Sammy the Bull is the most famous rat on the earth. Sammy the Bull. Then you came Alpo. Guy everybody looked up to, charismatic, Harlem, fly on this, that, told. He did that, right?
Shout out to Wayne Perry and Wayne Perry Jr.
Then,
shout out to Wayne Perry.
In hip-hop, did they
but listen to
on
Sammy
earth,
Bull.
Sammy the Bull. Then you came Alpo. Guy everybody looked up to, charismatic, Harlem, fly, Louis Vuitton, this, that, told. He did that, right?
Shout out to Wayne Perry and Wayne Perry Jr.
Then, in hip-hop, did they 6ix9ine sat on that stand?
Yo.
No! You remember, if you're watching the story, they taking him to court in bulletproof vests. They acted like he was telling on El Chapo. He put a lot of good people in jail, man.
No, we gotta put him away till it's time.
Yo, Rich.
My feeling is gonna get close.
You feel it?
I'm feeling the time is coming. I feel the time is gonna be soon, though.
Yeah, it is.
Does it not matter no more? And I believe 6ix9ine, when he gave guys 20 years in jail. All the guys he was like, oh, but he fucked my wife. Oh, but he did. That means nothing. There's a man that works in a bodega that never been a criminal in his life, see some shit and he won't tell.
Before we hear from 6ix9ine, my question to that would be, what does that have to do with the music? Now, 6ix9ine stopped making good music, right? 6ix9ine music is trash. I do think 6ix9ine music was for an era. He made really good music at a point. Right now, bro, 6ix9ine hasn't made a hit, I don't know in how long, bro. Even the snippets he dropped, the songs he dropped, they not hitting, bro. Nobody is tapping in for 6ix9ine musically. But what does that have to do with the music, right? When 90% of hip-hop's consumers aren't from the streets. 90% probably ain't never been from the streets. I think y'all overestimate how many people truly grew up in the streets, even among, let's say, the black fans, right? The black consumers. I think y'all overestimate how many black people live or grew up in the hood, right? More black folks grew up outside the hood than in the hood. That's just a fact. So nah, bruh. If we ain't street dudes, the code of the streets don't apply to us, bruh, then why would it apply in hip-hop and the music? Yo, go to any rap concert you want to go to this year. Go to the biggest rap concerts this year. 70% is non-black. Probably 80 to 90% is non-black. If we being 100% honest here, but depending on who the artist is. Go to a Drake concert, 90% of the people there are not black. Nor are they from the hood. So I feel like that shouldn't matter at all. Right? But that's his complaints against 6ix9ine. He blames 6ix9ine for kind of taking away all the rules. Well, 6ix9ine responded in probably the best way to respond back when you indeed did rap. Like, most of these dudes would just deny it, but 6ix9ine told, like, in clear as day, on the stand, pointing their finger in 4K. So he responded in the best way possible, which was pointing out the hypocrisy. Fat Joe is talking that real Igga stuff. He's talking that man code and honor, morals and ethics, integrity and principles. Well, 6ix9ine kind of ripped that apart and kind of revealed how he can't talk about integrity, morals, and principles.
If I crown myself the rat leader, he crowned himself as the cap leader. He didn't rob no 50 and no gym. That nigga, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Which was my camera?
Yeah, Fat Joe, that was
That one?
Yeah.
This one?
That was
That one?
super
Yeah,
cat.
Fat Joe, you're a like you're. I'm not even gonna lie. You're a captain of the cap.
70
Like
people
nobody
without
believe.
guns,
Even
Fat
your
Joe.
co-host, who's
Jadakiss.
Jadakiss, don't believe you. Every time you say a cap, that like, like. But like I said, you gonna go.
Flag, like
And my
flag on the play.
and my next song, I even say, I be spitting so much facts that I make jokes to distract me. That's the next bar in my song. Don't like the truth, so y'all make jokes distract me. We
Yeah, that was a weak ass bar.
right?
Don't put that in
Yo,
your
listen to
song.
me. Listen.
Listen to that bar.
You gonna go?
Flag, like
And my
flag on the play.
and my next song, I even say, I be spitting so much facts that I make jokes to distract me. That's the next
even
bar in
get
my
it.
song.
Don't put that. Yeah,
Don't like the truth, so y'all make jokes to distract me. We noticed lying, right? Alright, yo, listen to me. Listen
But there's
to
a lot
me.
of people that say he ain't lying.
He ain't lying? Alright. Which one's my camera? If Fat Joe is not lying, the next person on the Dancer Project, bring Big Pun's son. Bring Big Pun's son on the Dancer Project.
Chris
Welcome
Rivers, shout
back.
out Chris Rivers.
Welcome back, y'all. Let's skip this clip. Watch when he see this clip, he gonna hit up. Yo, Chris, don't do that. How much money you need? Out of here. Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
you just said a lot. You just said a lot.
Bring Big Pun's son. Even on the verses, remember we was facing Ja Rule?
Yeah.
And they said, don't play that shit. That's Big Pun. Don't do that. Don't do what, fat you talking about? Nigga?
The reason why 6ix9ine is saying bring Big Pun's son, because Fat Joe is talking that integrity, morals, and principle stuff. And when it comes to the streets, right? Again, by your rules, isn't it thorough if you take care of your dead homie's family? If you do right by them with the business?
Yeah.
You can't say, hey, the
supposed to
streets
look
got a
at it
set
like
of
that.
codes. I'm only going to follow this code. Your homie died, you supposed to take care of the family to the utmost. You supposed to make sure they straight. Yo, I don't care if he signs you. You supposed to make sure, hey, bruh, right? The money go to the right places. Well, the reason why he brought up Big Pun's son is because that's not been the case, all right? They've been accusing Fat Joe of stealing money that they deserve from Big Pun's discography for years. Fat Joe even came out at some point and said that he gave him $1 million, and they said that's not true.
Right, so when she came to me and told me that, we did 2 projects and we got her, not us, we didn't take $1, we got her $1 million for her and the family. Now she ran through it because she was used to spending that money. She comes back, I write her a check out my pocket, boom, and I'm like, yo, it ain't no more after this.
Big Pun and wife will say that's cap. She never received $1 million from Fat Joe, and they filed a lawsuit against Fat Joe.
That sound
And
crazy.
as far as I know, I think she either won the lawsuit or the lawsuit is still currently going on. But they sued Fat Joe because Big Pun was receiving royalties and none of the money was going to the family. Fat Joe would tell him, hey, man, listen, man, ain't no money coming in, man, listen, it's going to prior obligations. But then they would do like their
Well, ain't
research
that
and
the
they'll
label
find out,
fault?
no, there's
I don't-
actually money coming
I
in
don't
and the
think
money
Big
is
Pun
actually
was
being
signed to
collected
Lil
by
Joe,
someone.
was he?
And so we
I
find
mean, Fat Joe, was he?
our situation
I said Lil Joe.
with Joe
Was he?
Hart and Gene. No,
Did they say that?
Big Pun was receiving royalties and none of the money was going to the family. Fat Joe would tell him, hey, man, listen, man, ain't no money coming in, man, listen, it's going to prior obligations.
So was he?
But then they would do like their research and they'll find out, no, there's actually money coming in and the money is actually being collected by someone.
and so we find ourselves in situations like Liza Rios has with Joe Cartagena, Fat Joe, where you got to figure out what actually happened and to find
So
out
that's
where
Big
is the
Pun
money.
wife.
So today, although Fat Joe's lawyers originally filed an answer in the case, they subsequently filed a motion to dismiss, as did Jelly's Jams, not claiming that they don't owe any money, but just making technical legal arguments that basically saying that Liza can't sue them for one reason or another. We feel pretty good about the hearing. There was a hearing that took place today, oral arguments for our side and for Jelly's Jams and Fat Joe to talk about we believe that they should be kept in this case and why we believe that they basically had fiduciary duties, meaning a higher standard than a breach of contract standard to pay Liza monies that were due her husband so that her family can benefit. There's
So
you asked if it was a
that's
rehashing.
Big Pun
Well,
wife
in
or
some ways
was
it's the
it?
same issue. The big question is where's the money, right? So and there's some new information has come to
I
light
don't know that part. I
just
think
of
if he
late
wouldn't sign to
that
Fat Joe,
is
you
setting
just gotta
some
look
light on what
for
happened
whoever
to
he
the
was
money.
signed to.
And so
For that.
that's really why this lawsuit is being filed now. Over time, you're supposed to get royalties twice a year or whatever, and most of the time the accounts are saying they're unrecouped. So when an artist is getting statements that say they're unrecouped, there's really no reason for them to think that there should be money there. In this particular case, we found the reason to believe that there really should be some more money there. And that is that we found out that in foreign territories overseas, that the writer splits are not properly reflected for the songs the way they should have been. And that's
Yeah, that
indicating
but
that
Big
there was
Pun
some
wasn't
money
making
that
a
was
lot of
collected there
hits
that
and
shouldn't have
music.
been collected. So that's where we're after. We're trying to
He wasn't
pursue
around
that.
for long. He
But
died
actually, the
quick.
important thing is that now artists are also getting paid for that money. ASCAP and BMI, the traditional, societies that collect money for songwriters, have been able to collect money for those streaming services and other, new technology types of services.
I don't know about y'all, man, but I just believe, man, right, from my perspective, that doing something like this, from my perspective, is objectively worse than telling on criminals. That's just me, though. Okay, like that, like that's just me. All right. But y'all, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. All right. And if you're watching this video
I
and you
don't know.
want to
It's
get
all
started
messed
on
up to me.
YouTube, I made $90,000 in 28 days. I got a course where I teach you step by step how to do exactly what I do and growth secrets that people hide from you guys who are just starting YouTube. I give you guys the 100% sauce, man, on how to grow on YouTube really fast. Is in the description, one-on-one consultation, or sign up to win a one.
I don't know. That just seems crazy. But if you want the royalties, that's just for the label. But anything else, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think he was wrong. I don't think he was right. It don't really matter. And in his hands, but anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and out.